I'm Christian Foyle. I'm the director of Foyle Legal, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Workers' Compensation Claim Form, which is one of two documents that you need to provide to your employer when making a workers' compensation claim. You'll see from here that the other document that you need to provide is the first certificate of capacity, which is usually completed by a person's general practitioner, and those two documents are all that you need to make a workers' compensation claim. So just to get into this form, the first couple of pages are just general instructions about how to make a workers' compensation claim, and then we actually get to the form itself. So this is one that I've completed earlier on today so that you have a good idea about what to do in relation to this form. So you'll see that the first part of it's very straightforward, just your name, your address, email address, phone number, your occupation, and your main tasks and duties performed in that occupation. So you'll see in this one, Adam Smith is an economist, and his main tasks and duties involve building economic models. Over here, we've got your date of birth. You have to state whether you're male or female. You can put in your preferred language if you're not an English speaker. And at the time of the injury, you have to state whether you're a direct employee, a working director, a contractor, or other categories. If you're a contractor, then it's important to realize that not everyone's entitled to workers' compensation from a principal. So it'd be a good idea to get legal advice about your rights in relation to making a workers' compensation claim. Going down in the form, you have to state whether you're full-time, part-time, or otherwise, and whether you have another job. So if you have another job, and as a result of a work injury, you're unable to do both jobs, then your weekly payments of compensation may be at a higher rate than if you had one job. Moving on down on the form, so we get to the occurrence details. So you'll see here you have to state the date of the week that you were injured, the date, and the time of the occurrence. So in this one, I wasn't able to put in the time because the form didn't have a field, but you would normally say the time, say 11 o'clock a.m. Next, you have to state where the accident occurred. So we've put 12 President Street in Kewdale. Did you have to stop working? You'd tick either yes or no, and then you put the date and time you stopped working. So here we've put 14th of June at 12 o'clock p.m. On the left-hand side here, you'll see that you have to state whether you were working at your normal workplace or another category applies to you. And then in the middle here, you have to give a rough rundown on how the accident happened. So this one is based on a previous client that we had. He was using a spanner to take a nut off a truck when he fell down, and he suffered a tendon injury to his arm. So you'll see that the action involved was a fall. The object / machine / substance involved was a spanner and nut on a truck. Down here, it says tendon injury, and the body location is right arm. Moving on to the next page, it details where the occurrence happened. So it's got examples there, such as storeroom or machinery shop. So in this situation, we've put that it happened in the garage. Next, what you were doing at the time of the occurrence. So I've written removing a nut from a wheel of a truck with a spanner. You have to state your ordinary working hours for that day. So for example, it might be 9 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Next, you have to state when you reported the occurrence. So here I've put that he reported the occurrence on the 14th of June 2018 at 12 o'clock p.m. So that was the same time that he ceased working. There's also a section where it says, who did you report the occurrence to? So you can see here he's reported it to his manager, Jason Diver, and we've got a telephone number there. So if you don't know the telephone number for the person that you've reported it to, you can always put the company's telephone number. Next, you state the witnesses who were relevant to the occurrence. So we've got Massimo Carlson, and we've got his phone number there. Moving on down, as we said before, the occurrence happened on the 14th of June, and we've stated here that he first sought medical attention on the 16th of June at 5 o'clock. And there's a question here, if medical attention wasn't sought immediately, then please state the reason. So we've written, I thought it was just a sprain injury. So that's a normal thing that people think in relation to claims. They think it's not a serious injury, and it's only a couple of days later that they realize it's more serious and they seek medical attention. So that's a very common reason. The questions then get into whether the part of the body affected was healthy before this occurrence. So if it was, you'd ordinarily state yes. Is the present injury completely related to this occurrence? Again, in most situations, you'd say yes. Please give details of a similar injury prior to this occurrence. So we've completed this on the basis that there wasn't a similar injury prior to this occurrence. So we've left that line blank. We've stated the name of the general practitioner here to be Dr. Chifley. Then as we move down the page, there's a part about other/previous claims, and it asks whether you're claiming compensation from any other source. So we have, so ordinarily you would state no in relation to that question, but there are some circumstances where you would need to say yes. For example, if you had a motor vehicle accident in the course of your work and you're also making a claim with the Insurance Commission of Western Australia, you would need to tick yes in those circumstances. Finally, there's the part of the form at the bottom here where it's dated and signed. So you would do it in this format, sort of 8th of July 2018, and then you would sign it. So you'll see that there's 3 spots where the injured worker needs to sign. There's signature of worker there, and here at the bottom. And after that, you need to print your name and put the date. And likewise, over here, it needs to be witnessed 3 times, here, and at the bottom down here. Now, this consent authority is to be signed at the option of the worker, but at Foyle Legal, we ordinarily recommend that clients do sign that authority. It gives the workers' compensation insurer permission to get information in relation to the claim, and we often find that claims run faster if that is signed, so we generally suggest that clients do sign that, though it is a personal choice. Once the form is complete, it needs to be sent to the employer by registered post or by giving it to them in person. It's important to realise that you can't just send it to them by email because the workers' compensation legislation doesn't say that you're allowed to do that. If you would like more assistance in relation to your workers' compensation claim, then Foyle Legal may be able to assist you on a no-win, no-fee basis. You can contact Foyle Legal on 0408 727 343 or through our website, foylelegal.com, and we look forward to hearing from you.